The belt did not come with the car, but it is Eddie Guerrero belt. So once we found out this car, which the guy never knew and probably still doesn't when he sold it to me, that this was a famous person's car, Eddie Guerrero. So this car was on the front cover of Lowrider magazine twice, and we have the magazines, they're probably here. And he died, and he was a WWE professional wrestler, like Rey Mysterio. He wrestled with the Von Erichs in Texas and everybody you can mention. Eddie Guerrero is one of the most famous wrestlers of all time. And this was his car, and he came out to this. When he had a big bout inside of a stadium, he would drive this car out, have the music going, and get out and let's go. Take his buddy and throw him and slam him down, and you know.
What up with it, y'all? It's Coffee. Tapping back in, man. And this is some pretty cool-ish here. Some pretty epic-ish, man. Vanilla Ice, who I guess is really back on the scene trying to get active, back known on a mainstream level in a major way. I don't know if he's got, like, reality shows coming or he's just trying to go hard with the social media-ish or he's going back on tour. I'm not really sure. But you see here, he bought Eddie Guerrero's prized lowrider and the belt as well. You heard him, the belt did not come with the whip. And as a pro wrestling fan and as a fan of music and pop culture and such, I'm like fucking with this, man. Even though, you know, Vanilla Ice kind of gets looked at as a full-blown cornball, you know, this is dope, you know. And not too long back, I remember the Vanilla Ice Project. It was a show where he was doing like flipping homes, doing home repair and stuff like that, which from my understanding wasn't a gimmick at all. Like, that was for real. And when I used to watch the show with a dude that I knew that it was a contractor that I did some work with, he was like, yo, Ice knows his ish. He knows what he's talking about. And was like saying, you know, it's not just like he studied up on it. He really seems to be doing the work properly and everything. As Vanilla Ice went through some major hard times back in the day financially, getting addicted to drugs and stuff like that. And I guess whatever money he had left or could put together, he started investing in flipping the homes. And back to what we're talking about here, as in 2024, it seems he's getting back to his celebrity status, or trying to. Like we were just saying, he's really seemed to know what he was talking about in everything with the home renovations and the flipping houses. He knows his ish with pro wrestling. As you see, he really must be a fan, as he was really taken back. And again, you know, you can tell, like, it's not like he just Googled about Eddie Guerrero, and you heard him mention Rey Mysterio as well, and, you know, is regurgitating that ish. It's like, no, you could, to me, really feels like dude is a fan of pro wrestling. And man, what a iconic piece of memorabilia that is. Eddie Guerrero, you know, who had an amazing career and was an amazing worker in the ring, and he shined a little bit in WCW, but he really didn't blow up on like mainstream. Well, I shouldn't say that. He was known mainstream wise in WCW, but like his status as being over and being a wrestler so big, he was a major celebrity, really happened in WWE when he won the title. And unfortunately, you know, he passed away way too young. And as on a side note, one of the craziest stories or situations, you know, that still to this day is hard to accept that happened for what it is Chris Benoit, you know, who offed his family and then himself, so fucked up. Again, it's just still hard to accept that. You know, like when Eddie passed, there was a lot of stuff we saw from other guys in the business that said it basically, you know, the downfall of Chris Benoit, the downward spiral he went down, you know, started with the passing of Eddie Guerrero, as they were so close throughout Mexico and, you know, just throughout their careers, and ended up, you know, signing with WCW and WWE at the same damn time. And they blew up, man. And, you know, not all great stories have happy endings. And in, you know, this sense, it's kind of sad on both ends. Eddie Guerrero dies way too young. Chris Benoit, we know what happened with him. Rey Mysterio's around still in the business. And, you know, you got Rey's son and everything. But, you know, circling back to Vanilla Ice buying this car, this was just so cool in such a great piece of content to see him present this and show this vehicle. And you know, I guess Vanilla Ice is big into the lowrider world and cars and vehicles and stuff like that as well, collectibles. And I guess he's doing the TikTok thing and whatnot. As you see, there's another video where he's got this, I don't even know how to describe that car. I was showing it to wifey and she was like, yo, I think that's a real life erector set car or something. Like, how crazy is that though, that Ice said the dude that he bought the car off was not aware that was Eddie Guerrero's car? You know, like, that's definitely a steal, I think, for Vanilla Ice, probably as a wrestling fan and a car collector and everything, as I'm sure he paid a pretty penny for the vehicle. But if the dude would have known whose car it was, that would have changed the whole outlook on what the price of the vehicle is or was, in my opinion. Now, as far as Vanilla Ice crossing back over and doing his celebrity 1-2 and everything like that, you see, this was a very smart move for him. Again, I can tell he's a for real wrestling fan and he collects cars, but to buy that car was huge as well as a piece of content. And whatever he's trying to do, again, I don't know if he's just going to be like a reality type dude or doing the car thing, but at the same time, he recently did this Vlad TV interview, which I didn't see yet. Comment and let me know if you guys seen it. Let me know if you thought it was a dope interview. From my understanding, they got down to the bottom of the whole Suge Knight story that, you know, has been a piece of folklore for years. If Suge held him out over the balcony by his ankles, as a couple years ago when Mob James was doing a lot of those Vlad TV interviews, he was saying that Suge definitely extorted Vanilla Ice, but he was saying that that part of the story wasn't really true. And I guess from my understanding, it's been, you know, in this latest interview with Vlad, that Vanilla Ice was saying, no, like, he didn't actually hang me over, but he let me know how things could go. I wonder if that was the beginning of the end of Vanilla Ice after he got punked like that, or it was already going bad for him. As I remember Vanilla Ice, no question, from when I was, you know, a youth, the Ice Ice Baby, the whole Ninja Turtles, Ninja Rap-ish and all that. But just, you know, I was obviously super young, you know, wasn't tapped into things the way I am currently this day, and, you know, definitely didn't have the mind capacity that I do now as a grown-ass man. But I just say all this, you know, when recently I bumped into someone that I was just chopping with about music and different things like that. When Vanilla Ice came up, he was like, yo, man, don't let motherfuckers fool you. Like, Vanilla Ice was just always looked at as a goofy clown and cornball. He was like, at first, people were really fucking with Robbie Van Winkle. It wasn't until later, you know, that he started getting looked at as a goof troop and not a real member of the hip-hop world. So I wonder if the whole Suge thing played a big part in that. But just wanted to hop on here, tap in and share this with y'all as a wrestling fan, as a music fan, like I said, and see what everyone else thought. Let me know if you watched that Vanilla Ice project as well, that new interview, your thoughts on everything we were talking about here. And of course, R.I.P. the late great Eddie Guerrero, Latino Heat. You know, he used to come out, bring the lowrider out like Ice was talking about as a part of his entrance. It was so dope. Man, those were the days.